How are you?
I'm good, thanks. Have you done one of these community calls before?
Oh, no, I haven't.
Okay, cool. So this is
Okay.
like Yadira was saying, this is essentially just a brainstorming session, and I think what we normally do is we do a quick introduction. So if you're okay, I'm happy to give that a go first, and then we can swap. Are you happy to do that?
Yeah.
Cool. So my name's Tanya. I'm in Perth, Western Australia. I was diagnosed with FND about, I think in 2017. So it's just been close to a decade, but it was a 2-year process before diagnosis. And I met Yadira through FND Hope International, and we started doing experimental experimental education from there. And essentially, my focus and my goal and what I want to get out of these types of communities and conversations is trying to change the landscape for what FND is at the moment. So that's why I do a lot of work with her in trying to advocating for it.
Awesome. I missed a little bit.
Very nice.
I missed a little bit. Cesar is here. He's from Brazil, but he does some work. I'm sorry, I'm so dirty. I'm working in the land. I was working with the earth and dirt. Um, yes, so Cesar, he does quite a bit of work with Native American communities from the United States, and he uses psychedelic medicinal plants. He's a student, just like me, of these plants. Uh, so I have been talking to him about psychedelic medicinal plants for FND, functional illnesses, my research, and all that. And he's here. His English is great. And then Samantha, I don't know if you already introduced yourself or just Tanya. Okay, so do you want to go ahead, Samantha, and introduce yourself, and then maybe we'll listen to Cesar's introduction. So now Samantha is going to talk, if okay with you, Samantha.
Hey, Samantha from Georgia. Um, and then I was diagnosed with a FND a couple of years ago. Um, and since then, I've just been trying to find communities to find ways to get better help and education around it from physicians, because a lot of times we just kind of get the diagnosis and told to get psychological help, which isn't extremely helpful. So I'm trying to advocate for people who get the diagnosis and help educate them, and hopefully eventually get that material to physicians so that they can help their clients better in the moment.
Thank you. Excellent. So both Tanya and Samantha, Cesar, they both they have had personal experience with dysfunction right in the body. Me too. I think all of us. Who doesn't? At the age of 20, 30, 40 years old, even kids now, we're seeing a lot of dysfunction in children. If you see the data, the summary from the previous conference, it's so scary. I'm going to do a video about it or maybe have a talk about it. It's insane because we need to get ready for the next meeting. It's like, come on, we use psychedelics. What are you talking about? Our mind is expanded. Our conscious
Mhm.
awareness is expanded. So, Tanya and Samantha, thank you so much. Thank you so much. And having the courage, because you have to have guts to say, hey, I have had this symptom. Why? Because it's a problem, right? It's a healthcare problem, it's an issue.
Mhm.
So you kind of have to have the guts to say, yeah, I have a problem. So what? What's up? And I know how to get out of the problem, right? And so many doctors don't do that. They don't recognize it. I have had doctors with so many illnesses and diseases. So we all have to get on top of this because we all function. Like this is a problem that we all go through. And how nice to be in the forefront and innovation. Like we're building something made from patients. I like the word personal experts. We are personal experts. Many things we know more than doctors because we know it from the inside out. We feel it in our bones. We have had it. I've been there. I've been in that hole. I know how it is, right? So thank you for the things you do. And then let us hear a little bit about Cesar. César, si você fica cansado, né? If you feel tired from listening in English and talking in English, feel free to stay for a few minutes to leave. You can ask us, speak slowly. But César, your English is great. So feel free to introduce yourself.
Good morning. I don't know you listen me well for the reason I hear the Bluetooth. You listen well? Thank you. Um, Good morning again. Thank you, Yadira, for inviting me here. I'm from Brazil, and I listen and understand well your English, and I hope you understand me well too. And my walk here in Brazil for the medicine plants began when 25 years. I have it 22 years, and and I don't know how to speak, but I have contacts among people have disease, and I see two walks for me: the method scientific, and the therapy way, and the plant's power. And I explored this journey. I My contact with therapy. This name is famous. Dr. Gabriel Mate. I don't know.
Yeah.
Martin Mateo, Peter and course. And I have the first grid of the formation, the Somatic Experience. And I have this movement with me to understand the traditional way here in Brazil for the indigenous people here. And I have the luck to meet some people for the right road. And I have these contacts. And I stood and participate with the ceremonies. I don't know yet how to help another people, but I help the ceremonies to learn and support and listen more to talk and so many challenges. But I I hear my challenge is first to recognize my shadow and understand this process to heal my family, for my family has problems. My mom is dementia, and it have so many feelings for me. And and it is. I don't know how to talk more about this, but this is my movement. And the traditional way, I I have participated for the Hambletia, is the mountain wisdom, the mountain vision, the vision quest is this name. And I have two directions. Is the only beginning. I don't know much more about the mysteries of the native practice, but I here in Brazil experience, and thank you for listening.
Yes, so nice. Wow, so many different things, so much good information. You're really young. I didn't know you were 25. So 3 years hmm, in the medicine. They call it's so respectful how they call it. among the native communities, medicine plants or medicine substances, right? I feel that the word psychedelics is a little, has a little bit of a stigma, right? Because of what happened in the 60s. So I should move away from it and just use the traditional nomenclature, medicine plants. So Cesar spoke about methods, therapy, power. Gabor Mate, one of the people who got me in, he has a temple of the way of light. I think is his temple. I don't remember in what country, but he was also one of my mentors through his work. I never met him personally. I have not. Uh, the Red Road from the Navajos, Camino Vermelho, quais que são as tribos, né? Navajo. I don't remember. Yeah, I need to learn so much. People who go into the therapeutic spiritual pathway with medicine substances, the traditional medicine substances, they study for 10, 20 years and you ask them when they are elder, are you a teacher, are you a master, or you call them professor or something, and they are like, oh my God, no, I'm only studying, like, because is the imagine consciousness is infinite if you consider, right, reincarnation, near death experience and all that. It's like it has that spiritual and scientific realm that we haven't been able to prove through science. So it's a very, very long path that takes many lifetimes. Okay, I was thinking, honestly, today's conversation, I have some other big projects going on today and I have some deadlines. I was thinking to do 30 minutes. It's three of you, so you can talk for 5 minutes, each one of you. Like you can share something, you can ask something, you can propose something, 5 minutes each. Remember, I am an educator, so I always have to remind the public mind. I was thinking this morning, I'm a parrot. It's okay. I can be a parrot. Mind, body, emotions, environment, spirituality, society. Four networks. So, whatever you say in the next 5 minutes, make sure you remind us and you help us practice that there are four networks to our existence. And if we don't see any one of those networks, you will not succeed as much as you could in this lifetime. So I have a lot of things in my mind. I have deadlines. I'm praying to God all the time these days. I'm like, God, help me meet this deadline. Emotions, I wake up crying and go to bed laughing, and in the middle of the day I dance, and then it's all over the place. I'm liking to serve the emotions. And body, my physical body is healthy, as long as I move, as long as I drink and eat well, as long as I rest. My physical body, I think, yeah, I got it under control. Okay, who's next? And feel free, you have 5 minutes. Do whatever you want.
I'll go. So I'm really curious to find out about the plants of medicine because that's the area that I have always been interested in, but haven't had an opportunity to explore. Um, at the moment, with that in mind, my body feels really calm because I feel if I have a better understanding based on the current information I have and what I've achieved in working with you, it will just build and add value to my wisdom. So it's something I'm really intrigued in exploring. My mind is racing because I've got so much going on as far as collaboration and projects are concerned. And it is keeping me up at night, so I'm not sleeping well. So now I need to go back and do a night sleep routine again, which is self-care, and it's pacing myself and making the effort to carve out the time to do it, which is contradictory to where I'm feeling I don't have time at the moment. So it's this paradoxical nature where I've got to make time to have time. That's where I'm at.
Okay, so I'm going to repeat two or three things that stood up for me. And then as I do that, leave it open for emotions because I didn't hear much. So leave it open for emotions and see if there is anything spiritually wise, society, that you, anything else that you want to put there, right? Spirit is everything besides us, beyond us. So family, my son, my sister, my society, my neighborhood, my God, the universe is, oh, Jesus Christ, right? You go and go past in time and future. But what I wanted to highlight and think with you and feel, they say spirit, incarnation, the energy enters the fetus, and then there is this thing. And the spirit is who governs our lives. They say if you angry God, like you die and you get sick, I don't know. There are these spiritual things. And they say spirit is everything. Everything exists because it's spiritual. And then sometimes the mind is racing. It happens to me too. And then the question is, well, if I have an outburst of thoughts and creativity, should I just go with it until I get exhausted and I can sleep? Right? Like how do we know? But I know, right, there is a fine line because we have seen those people who have a racing mind and they end up being called sick, right? So we have to have some control. Buddhism is good on this, some control over the mind, right? Because functioning is a spectrum. We have schizophrenia, we have psychosis. And then we have very grounded, lazy people who sleep all the time and eat all the time. And we, through our conscious awareness, we have some control. I can let my mind go. Let's create. Go back. I love how you said that. You spoke about that, Tanya, about how you're watching and navigating and doing all that. So is it contradictory? And where is the spirit there, right? So I just wanted to ask you about emotions and spirituality too, for you to close with those two networks, if there is anything else that comes up.
Absolutely, there is. And I mean, as soon as, and I'm going to close my eyes as I do it because this is me connecting now. Because as soon as I saw your face, I was like, I know what she's going to ask me. And my heat in my body went through the roof. And I had to take my jumper off because I can actually feel the heat in my body. Because I did put my emotions on the back burner. And I decided to put my cognitive mind in the driving seat. So when I do tap into my emotions, I'm tired. I can feel my shoulders tensing again, and I can feel I'm just comfortably falling back into not so healthy patterns, where at the same time, though, those patterns become like a bit of a drug because I can get into a space of being a workaholic. And so that it has an adverse effect on me where I do get this nervous energy from it, but and the image that's coming to my mind is like someone, a jockey on a racehorse, and when you pull that back, it's like reining that back, pulling it back and making sure I do take the time out for self-care. And as far as spirituality is concerned, that's what I is ultimately at my core, but I don't give it enough of a front seat. I normally leave it on my back seat.
Yeah. And I always say our conversations they are stimulating. I don't solve anyone's problems. I don't teach anyone anything specifically about their life. These are general concepts. So we stimulate to do then during the week self-reflection. And Tanya, look what you did. You connected to your emotions and you quickly felt your body needing to rest. So emotions has such an important role, helping us ground and helping us rest and helping us. This is why it's so important at the four networks. Spirituality at some point, when we feel like it, when a spirit calls us, let us do a talk on spiritual trauma. Because I wrote a book, The Wife of the Shaman. I was the wife of a spiritual leader, the wife of someone who had some relationship with the spiritual lineage. And when those people act as demons,
Mm,
in one way or the other, right? It doesn't have to be in everything. No, just one thing. When those people don't pray, when I don't do what I pray, what I preach, that is a potential cause of a spiritual trauma. And then there is a little bit of rejection towards spirituality. I went through all that. So one day there is a big market. I like money. I don't know about you. I like to have a good life. I like to travel. I like to eat well. There is a big market, joking around a little bit. There are a lot of people who have undergone a spiritual trauma and they have no community and no support. And we do have it here. So I would like you all to remember that when we are doing our human resources and connecting people. Tanya, thank you so much. Thank you so much. This is amazing. Thank you. Okay, let us stretch a little bit or move around, feel the body, touch our heart center, breathe, drink some water, take 20 seconds to you. Bring about some pleasure, focus on you, pamper you for 20 seconds. Close your eyes, as Tanya just did and showed us. And then, whenever you're ready, you want to use your 5 minutes or so, feel free to jump in.
Now I talk. Yandira, um, I began when 25 years. I have 22. I began when 25. No, excuse me. But I'm older. I have 6 years to walk this way of the plant's power. I have knowledge for the ayahuasca. I share with you this ayahuasca, wachuma, um, peyote only once, and jurema. And rapé is native here, and this is my knowledge around about this. And 6 years, so many things. And my beginning, I have so much struggle for my own spirituality. For my own spirituality, I have struggle. For I grow believe uh, all this is no Christian, is evil, is pagan, is demonic. But ayahuasca opened my heart for another beliefs and philosophies about life. And this is my strong beginning for my healing. And the context for my country, Brazil, is mixtape of philosophies and religions here is a challenge. And I like to share something I hear and I resign with me is this. Life is a puzzle, but sometimes we can see the center of the knowledge, the understand this puzzle is the context for spirituality. This context is God, is the Great Spirit. In these moments, all this puzzle began to create this picture, and we see better the reason for. Uh, I see better reason for my illness, for my disease. Isn't challenging. For I perceive I have so a little conscious for the trauma generation. I see the struggle for this moment in the world, and here I have something to share. And I believe this art, the language of the soul, the arts, music, dancing, painting, etc., is the strong for me for the movement to art therapy. And this movement, I have this challenge and the beautiful thing to see to take this puzzle and create something. Sometimes I see for the plant's power the universe and I talk about it, but I have to possible to paint too. And expression this way is strong for me. And now in my life is so many problems for the reason for the sickness of my mom. He have he's she's have dementia, Alzheimer, organization of the physicals, and is it's sad to me see uh, she as alive, but she has no conscience, but she feel life. And this is my biggest feelings, my biggest challenge for this moment to recognize my walk and the plant's power for the reason the plants give me so many things these plants give me. And this plant is the presence of the creator. And and this movement for me to listen better my heart for the reason address stress and harmonization, equilibration, um, and that's it. That's my best English today. Thank you for listening.
Thank you. Thank you, Cesar. So 6 years. Hmm. Yeah, I think life is hard because we have a lot of tests, a lot of tests. I don't know when it's going to start a step. Maybe when we're older, like after, I don't know, my dad is still, he has his tests and he's 68, I think. So we need to have patience with ourselves and the plants help us, the substances. And just feel it. It's about feeling and learning, feeling and learning, feeling and learning. Patience, take your time. And then you make good music. He's a really nice singer. He plays the violin, the guitar. Awesome. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Cesar. Welcome. Okay. So last movement, breathing. We're getting ready to hear Samantha. Samantha and I are doing some collaboration around hypnosis. Samantha is being given opportunities, like all of us, to test things in our own personal lives. And so nice to be with you, Samantha, here. So just 5 minutes, taking us wherever you want us to go with you in these moments of experience. Remembering I'm a parrot, mind, body, emotions, spirituality.
Yeah. Well, I feel like I'm in this space from just following the breadcrumbs, and I know that I have been called to just continue to learn and gather information and use whatever I can learn and share it with others, which is also extremely out of my comfort zone. So it's kind of funny how that works. I listen to what I think I'm being told to do and where I think I'm being told to follow and learn. But then sometimes it's confusing because it's like you're doing everything that you hear and you feel that's right, but then you don't see the progress or feel the progress. And so it can be very discouraging and it's really scary. And I feel like this whole process is, again, just out of the comfort zone, but nothing good happens if you're not out of your comfort zone. So I'm just in this whirlwind right now of just continuing to follow the breadcrumbs and hope that it's going to be what it needs to be. I think that what I do has great success and it's changing people's lives. But then it's like how it's kind of like people will listen and they like to listen and hear like the information and see the success and stuff, but then it's almost like frustrating because I feel like we all get in our own way sometimes, and so even when we know that there's a good thing for us, we kind of get in our own way and be like, oh, but that's not for me, that's not going to work for me. And that's where I'm frustrated because I know I have something good to offer people, but you can only lead people to the water and you can't make them drink. And so it's like in this big whirlwind of like, I'm like, am I really helping people if I can't help them understand what it is that I'm doing and why it's so powerful? And it just makes you question everything. But I'm still here, still trying to educate, still trying to learn myself, and trusting that my goals of helping other people understand what they're going through, um, you know, is serving its purpose. And eventually I just really hope to help even people that have a lot more knowledge than me, physicians and stuff, to understand FND from this side of things and the education that we need from physicians when we get this, diagnosis, if you will. So Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I'm listening to everything I'm supposed to be doing, following the breadcrumbs, but still feeling lost and confused and just out of the comfort zone. But I'm here.
Come to real life. That's my experience too every day. It's
Swimming.
like it's like, when are we going to be certain? Okay, okay. Let us see. I celebrate your honesty. You were so very honest. I felt it. So honest. That was really, really nice. And I heard, right, some of the questions that we all have along our life's path. Am I doing it right? Is this going to work? These are spiritual, existential questions.
Mhm.
I heard you speaking and noticing emotions. You mentioned scary, frustration has a little bit of thoughts and emotions there too. So, how does spirit, the world, the energy of life, how the words come to us? How do we know what to do? How do we know if we're in the right path? There was one part that you didn't mention or I didn't hear, which was physical sensations. That helps. I wonder what's there in that missing piece. What are you feeling right now? We know that emotions vibrate through the body and emotions are associated with sensations. They say that the water's emotions is what lead us to the ocean of existence. So emotions and sensations, they guide the path, they say, the ancestral wisdom. What is there in sensations now, Samantha?
Honestly, exhaustion. I feel like trying so hard to collect everything that I'm trying to do and just make these big dreams and goals happen, like it's exhausting. And I feel like my body is just wanting to sleep all the time, even though I'm sleeping great. It just wants to sleep all the time. It wants to sleep right now, but we can't accomplish all those things if we sleep. So it's kind of like an internal battle.
Yes, yes. All of us have things to continue like reflecting and observing. Our conversations are just to stimulate. Messages come in sleep. Sleep integrate memories.
That is true.
Yeah. They say in some of the literature that I've heard, some of the scientists actually that have been in a spiritual paths reporting their observations. They say that even during sleep, the soul leaves the body, can leave the body, talk to another guides, ancestors, saints, virgins, Einstein, scientists, talk to other people, travel to other places, see. So, yeah, sensations guide, emotions guide, sleep is important. The mind needs to change and learn throughout our lives. I trust that you're going to be big. I like you from the beginning. That's my opinion. All of you, all of you. This is where we're here together. Such a pleasure. Such a pleasure. Always 30, 40 minutes can make a big difference when we use it well. Count me in. I'm with you. I admire you. I appreciate you. Yeah. I'm satisfied. And like, I don't know in what country they say, like, I have like a bug in my butt that I need to move. I need to go, get going and do things. It's like I have a scratch in my butt. Anything else? Final words from you. Anything else?
I just maybe on our next time, I would really like to explore that last bit that you spoke about with spirituality and soul leaving and communicating, because I've feel like I have experienced that in a very odd way, but
Yeah.
I've not actually, yeah, addressed it with you.
Yeah, I always say feel free to use my website, write a blog post. Feel free to ask me for my Zoom link. You can record, you can save, you can upload to YouTube. You can do your own group discussions. You can do your own peer support, community brainstorming. Feel free to use what I have, you can use. I don't have time sometimes to meet as much as we all would like, but you can meet. You can do the gatherings. You can invite the community. I may not be able to join one or another one, but count me in. Okay. Okay. Let's enjoy your Sunday. Feel
Yeah.
special.
Yeah.
We're
Thank you so
together.
much.
Until the next one.
Bom, bom, thank you,
Bye.
Elvira. Thank you, Samantha. Thank you, Tanya.
Nice to meet you
Have a
guys.
good day.
Bye.
Bye.